for people in Bangalore. Hurmat Surabjit, you're the editor of Autocar India. Thank you very much for joining us. Also being joined by Sandeep Anirudhan, who is founder of the Citizens Agenda for Bangalore. What do you think of Karnataka's plan? I would say not bad, given the fact that this is the season of discounts. If you go to any website right now, there is a 50% discount available. So maybe the Karnataka government had some inspiration from there.
Well, I mean, it's really quite mind-boggling, actually. I think if there's one thing there should not be a discount on is safety, road safety. In fact, there should always be a premium on it. And frankly, if they haven't paid their fines in a certain amount of time, they should be penalized further rather than given discounts. I don't know what the kind of logic is behind it. But I think clearly, we have enough technology. If they don't pay up their fines within certain time, easily their licenses can be revoked or cancelled. So rather than giving a discount as an incentive, I think further punitive action is a better incentive. Because honestly, I mean, for people, I don't know what the level of violation is, but even something like jumping a traffic light or going up the wrong way, however small, is highly dangerous and can lead to serious accidents. And that just cannot be condoned or kind of softened in any possible way. So really, I fail to understand the logic of giving a kind of a discount on traffic violations.
So you are asking me what is the? I mean, I don't have a breakup on what fine is for what, but there are 2 crore pending traffic challans as far as Karnataka is concerned, and 95%, more than 95%, are from the city of Bangalore. Is it reflective to you about how lightly governments across this country take traffic violation and takes traffic safety? Because this is directly linked to traffic safety.
No, absolutely. But I think, I think it's, to be honest, is more a reflection of we as a nation of drivers on road safety. I think, firstly, it has to be applauded that, now we've got technology to give these violations. Earlier, there wasn't, that technology, be it cameras or, a digital way of tracking your license or whatever. So in that sense, at least we've got the tools to kind of, impose the fines for these violations, which earlier you didn't have. So I think in that sense, a lot of good work has been done. But I think it's really down to just the way we are. Clearly, if there are this level of violations, it just shows that I think maybe we need to have everyone redo their driving test. I mean, that could be one kind of a punitive measure where, their licenses are taken away and they have to reapply for a license vis-a-vis a driving test if they, exceed a certain number of violations. I mean, it's all there in the West. I mean, there's enough kind of, historic kind of, let's say, experience to draw from. And I don't really think, there's anything to condone this.
Anirudhan, would you want to come in? Hi, Anirudhan is joining us from Bangalore this evening. I mean, if I was someone who had, 10,000 rupees pending as traffic challans, I would be very happy right now. But it tells me something about the traffic sense of the city and the state then, the city more than the state, because the state is just, I mean, overall it's 530 crore rupees that are pending, out of which 500 crores are from Bangalore alone. So it tells you something about the way people are driving their cars and scooters in the city of Bangalore, and then to say and incentivize them to say, acha 50% discount le lo, lekin kuch to de do. I don't know. To me, it's a dangerous precedent. It may, I mean, what do you feel?
Shreya, thanks for having me. Shreya, first of all, anybody who lives in Bangalore knows that the roads are a space of absolute lawlessness. More often than not, you will find vehicles coming towards you in a lane where they're not supposed to be going in the other direction. So there's a lot of rampant violations of all kinds of rules. Largely, it's because there is no real way to enforce. The presence of traffic policemen is very scant. So people take it for granted that they will not get caught. Even this amount, even though we find this outstanding amount huge, this is only a fraction of the violations. I'm sure it's only about 2 to 5% of all violations that are actually booked. And the second thing is, there is no enforcement of these fines. I'm sure most people who have fines on their vehicles do not pay because there's no way they get caught for it or are made to cough up. So we have to take we have to emulate the examples of the West, where what they do is the traffic fine registry is linked to an annual renewal of vehicles when they do their fitness tests, and also the insurance is linked to it. So unless people pay up their fines, they cannot renew their vehicles and they cannot pay their insurance for the next year. If we don't have some sort of system like that, then there's no way we are going to enforce it. That's why people are not paying up in the first place. Even with this 50% discount, let me assure you, most of them will not pay it. Maybe about 10% might pay. The remaining will not pay because they know that they can get away without paying the fine. Therefore, it is not a deterrent that it should be. Thirdly, if a vehicle that is, say, from Karnataka is booked in, say, Maharashtra, typically the home RTO will not take that as a fine most often. So there is a desperate need for linkages across the nation. So I think the Ministry of Road Transport and Home Ministry, they have to get their act together. This is an age of technology. It's very simple, very easy to link all of these up. Therefore, we have a national registry of all fines, and non-state vehicles can also get booked. And fourth, the transport minister Nitin Gadkari made an interesting observation about 4 years back. He said, people, that is citizens, see, the level of policing is so low that I think we have one traffic constable to some thousands or 2,000 citizens. Therefore, visibility of traffic policemen is almost nil. Therefore, booking of real violations is very negligible. Therefore, people are very emboldened, and that's why you find the state of lawlessness on the roads. Nitin Gadkari said, we will start paying a percentage of the fine booked if common citizens report violations. Now, he hasn't gone through on his promise for 4 years. What has he been doing? Because in Bangalore, there is an interesting app called Public Eye. There's the Bangalore Traffic Police Public Eye, on which any citizen can record a violation and submit it, and it gets the police actually book cases. A lot of cases. I think there have been record numbers of violations which are reported from the Public Eye app itself. But just imagine if citizens were incentivized by giving them 50% of that fine collected. The amount of fines that you have today, it will become 100-fold or 1,000-fold, because everybody can make some money out of it, and you will have a force multiplier. You will have a citizen police force which can aid in restoring order on the streets. I think Nitin Gadkari, he's been sleeping over this for the last 4 years. He has to get his act together. He has to interconnect all of these, and he has to announce this percentage commission to citizen policemen. So therefore, we can bring back a semblance of law and order on the streets.
Oh my God, but if everyone becomes a policeman, heaven save us. That will have its own challenges, Mr. Surabji.
Yeah, it would have its own challenges. I think, quite frankly, what is being done right now in terms of technology, I think it's better to use technology to do the policing. There's no subjectivity, there's no agendas over there. And Sandeep was saying, I think it's quite interesting that they know they aren't going to be penalized, and even if there's a 50% discount, if there's no kind of a further action, not to pay up, it won't happen. But I think just coming back to the same point, I just think. At the end of the day, there has to be much stricter enforcement, and something which really hurts kind of offender. Because people are really driving with impunity right now. And, especially people driving on the wrong side of the road because they don't want to take the long way around. It's just become a way of driving. So, even a simple thing like putting on hazard lights when the car is moving, which actually is completely wrong, that also itself should be, reason for some sort of a violation and penalty. So I think it's just, enforcing the technology is really fantastic. The number of cameras that there are there, they can catch you even breaking a red light, whether it's speeding. These are the ones. Okay, in no parking, those are not really safety issues. Those are different kind of issues. It adds to the congestion, stuff like that. But from the safety point of view, there's enough technology, and I think the government and authorities should just leverage it more. That's basically it, and catch the offenders faster.
Okay, okay, but this is an election year, please remember. So, A, the government needs money, and B, they could do with some goodwill. And you know, the thing about a discount or a mega sale is this, that you end up buying things which you don't even want. That happens to 99% of us. So my sense is that maybe people in Bangalore will end up paying their fines because they feel, chalo, 50% discount to mil raha hai. We'll leave it there for the moment, gentlemen. This was a good chat. Thank you very much for joining us. No, you're not agreeing, but let's see. Because you
I
know what?
totally
Here's what
disagree.
I'll say.
Let's wait and see.
UAE has
Nobody
done
will
it.
be. What?
UAE has done it with some success. UAE has done it with
UAE.
some success, mind you.
You're talking of a country,
There are
UAE.
other parts. Yeah, there are other parts in the
No,
country.
wait a
There are
second.
other parts. For
Shreya,
example, Abu
Shreya.
Dhabi has done it as well.
No,
Hmm.
let me explain to you. In UAE,
What?
if you commit violations in Dubai or in Abu Dhabi, they first they are technologically well implemented. First of all, you cannot escape those. You get caught for every little violation. The number of cameras they have in the country is probably the highest density in the world. Okay, so basically, if you walk, also they'll record you. Second, if you commit a violation, you have to compulsorily renew your private vehicles also. Actually, it is possible in India. Yellow board vehicles, that's the commercial vehicles, have to renew the vehicles every year after fitness test. This should be made mandatory for all private vehicles. This is done in the UAE. Thirdly, when you go to renew after the fitness test, they check if your fines have been paid. If you've not paid, you can't renew, which means you cannot drive that vehicle around. Fourth, the kind of fines and enforcements they have in UAE are so high. If you commit offenses, you pretty much have to go without food. That's the kind of fines they have. Fifth, if they have extreme kind of punishments where they impound your vehicle, they take away your vehicle, they add points to your license every time you commit a violation. Therefore, if you commit about 10 or 15 violations, you'll be without a license, you cannot drive. And sixth, UAE is an autocracy. There's nobody to question them. They can do pretty much what they want with you. So even for traffic violations, they can put you in jail, they can deport you. So
you can argue that Bangalore's roads are an autocracy as well. No, but I'm saying even UAE has had to offer discounts. A and B, Bangalore's roads are also an autocracy of everyone who's driving on those roads. Sabko lagta hai meri road hi hai. We'll leave it there. Out of time. I have to speak about eggs now. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good to have you on the show. Bye to both of you.